Yo, what is good, Jets Nation? Welcome back to Jets Media. It's your boy Richie, and today I want to talk about what are the Jets going to do at wide receiver now that Odell Beckham Jr. is off the table. He's officially the New York Jets were heavily interested in getting OBJ to the point where they were supposed to meet with the man yesterday, and he decided to sign with the Baltimore Ravens for a contract that is not in the Jets' budget, it seemed. And we all can agree that the Baltimore Ravens definitely overpaid for OBJ. 1-year deal, 15 mil guaranteed, up to $18 million. So now, where do the Jets go from here? The Jets added 2 new receivers to the receiver room in McCall and Alan Lazard. They also traded away wide receiver in Elijah Moore. And their interest in OBJ tells me that they are definitely interested in getting another receiver to add to the nucleus of Garrett Wilson and McCole Hardman. Alan Lazard, Denzel Mims, and Corey Davis is still on the roster. We will see if he's eventually going to be cut or traded to free up some cap space. Or maybe the Jets see Corey Davis as a player that they want to keep, and they don't need to add someone now. So in this stream, I do definitely want to give you guys my thoughts of the current state of the New York Jets at the wide receiver spot. And more importantly, want to hear what you guys have to say in the live chat if you're watching this live or you're watching it on replay. I greatly appreciate you guys tuning in. If you guys can do me a gigantic favor, hit that thumbs up button on your way in. It feels good to be back home talking some Jets football. Let's freaking go. All right, let's see what the Jets got cooking. Let's see what the chat. JD, we all believe in. Yes, sir. 18 mil for OBJ. That's silly. Yeah. Jets can't afford Hopkins. They're destroying the 24 cap for Rodgers. I think that the Jets can afford Deandre Hopkins, especially if he is released. Listen, this is my answer. If you're asking me DeAndre Hopkins or JSN, my answer is JSN. And it's tricky, though, because I think that the New York Jets at pick number 13 most likely should go offensive tackle. I think that's the biggest need in terms of just shoring up the offensive line, needing to make sure that Aaron Rodgers is fully up there and protected. And because the offensive line depth, if you look at it from this perspective at the offensive tackle spot, Dwayne Brown is 38 years old. I got a lot of hope in Mekhi Becton coming back this year healthy. And Max Mitchell had a good season last year, but he's also coming off an injury and health concerns. So you get a rookie tackle at 13 that really gives us the New York 4 decent, good tackles to go into the season with because we need depth. And we all know last year, the New York Jets at the offensive tackle position was decimated by injuries. So if the Jets want to go wide receiver at 13, then they really have to make sure that they can get aggressive and get another tackle in the second round. Because JSN on the New York Jets, yes, I would absolutely love JSN for the New York Jets for so many different reasons. I mean, I just think his game would complement Garrett Wilson very well. We all saw what they did at Ohio State together. They're very good friends. And I think that, JSN with Alan Lazard and Garrett Wilson and McCole Hardman is an absolute home run. And the positives of getting a receiver, and obviously you can say this about any player at 13, is you get him on a rookie contract. You get him for 4 to 5 seasons of cheap control. That's big. Instead of getting a guy like OBJ for 15 plus mil or a guy like DeAndre Hopkins with his contract, the Jets can get a receiver who is young and ready to go for cheap. And hey, shout out to my man Hennessy in the chat because he had a good comment on my stream when OBJ signed with the Ravens. He said that Tyreek Hill chose the Miami Dolphins, which led the New York Jets to get Garrett Wilson, who was the offensive rookie of the year. Now, this time, Odell Beckham Jr. decides to go to the Baltimore Ravens instead of the New York Jets. Maybe they will lead the Jets to get JSN. Blessing in disguise, part 2. We will find out. Not to say Tyreek Hill would have been a bad piece to the Jets offense, but what Garrett Wilson is doing, I think every Jets fan is okay with missing out on Tyreek Hill for the purpose of having a cheap wide receiver as talented as Garrett Wilson for the next couple of seasons. Because if we did get Tyreek Hill, he would have been a phenomenal player on this Jets team, but it'd be very expensive and we're not being able to afford any other players around him. So shout out to my man Hennessy in the chat. I thought JD was an offensive line guy. Fooled me. He is, and he's proved that. He has been – see, the thing about this offensive line that I feel like the narrative is getting spun for some reason is he's putting a lot of resources in this offensive line, and we're seeing that since he became here. The unfortunate reality for Joe Douglas is they've all got hurt, all been injured. I mean, we had 5 offensive tackles, and it's not an excuse, it's just the reality. I think if we stayed healthy last year at offensive line, it would have been a really good offensive line. Mekhi Becton healthy, Elijah Vera Tucker healthy all season long, with the Dwayne Brown not dealing with the shoulder problem. With Connor McGovern and Laken Tomlinson, I think that would have got the job done last year, but unfortunately, that wasn't the case, and we had injuries all over the place, and that's been the issue, and I don't know how we can avoid that, whether that's personal trainers or just luck. We'll find out. I think the Jets are most likely gonna get Ben Jones to get to that center spot. If they don't get Ben Jones, then they're definitely gonna be drafting a center early in the draft, whether that's trading into the first round again to get someone or waiting. And I think that the New York Jets have to make sure that they are at the offensive line spot. They have to. I think they replaced Nate Herbig. They replaced Dan Feeney already with 2 depth pieces, but we need starters. We got Lincoln Thompson at left guard. We got AVT at right guard. We do not have a center. We have Mekhi Becton and Dwayne Brown at tackle, but we need more than that. But going back into the is this true? This better be true. We got some breaking NFL news. It is true. Wow. The Falcons are trading a 5th-round pick for Jeff Okudah. Wow. Is he that bad? Was Jeff Okudah that much of a bust that they get him for a 5th-round pick? What a steal from the Falcons. That's kind of wild, man. Wasn't Jeff Okudah the 4th overall pick? Man, Jets fans, we're lucky to have Sauce Gardner. Damn, that's some crazy NFL news. Why is everyone panicking about wide receiver backup plan? OBJ was an extra. We all agreed that we did not need him. Suddenly, OMG, we missed OBJ. We must pick up a wide receiver. Stop it, people. Now, I know that this is the topic of my video, but I don't want it to make it seem like I'm panicking right now. I'm definitely not. And you're 100% right. We didn't need OBJ. It would have been a luxury to add. But the New York Jets traded away Elijah Moore. And the New York Jets want to get a wide receiver to add to the team. And it's obvious. So now we have to discuss. Could they be aggressive for Deandre Hopkins? Could they draft a wide receiver early in the NFL draft? It's a talking point. I'm not panicking. I really am not. Maybe there was other Jets fans out there, but I'm not panicking. I think this is just a really good talking point for all of us to come together and discuss. If the Jets do want to get a new receiver, who's it going to be? Flares in the chat. Woo! Wilson, Lazard, Hardman, CD, Mims, Brees. Now, this is a good question I want to ask you guys. What's your guys' thoughts of Corey Davis and even Denzel Mims? Because I think both of those players are not being talked about a lot. Because I think Denzel Mims is staying unless he's traded to the Packers. But Corey Davis is an interesting one. It's a 1-year deal left on his contract. If we trade him away or cut him, we free up $10 million. Would you guys be okay with keeping Corey Davis and the wide receiver room as it is? Because it's pretty deep as it is right now. It really is. I mean, look at it. Garrett Wilson at number 1, Alan Lazard number 2. You got the speedy Mecole Hardman. You got Corey Davis, who is no bum when he's healthy. That's the issue, is his injuries. And then Denzel Mims. That's a pretty solid wide receiver 5 group right there. But I think that it would be smart for the Jets to definitely draft a receiver to add to that. No doubt about it. I think if Corey Davis can stay healthy, he could have a really good season with Aaron Rodgers. His issue is health. That's been the issue with Corey Davis and consistency. I think that Corey Davis is a very clutch receiver that a lot of Jets fans overhate for some reason. I think they blow up his mistakes more than what he does for the good. I'm not sitting here and telling you guys he's a great receiver and he's going to be a number 1 receiver or anything like that. But I think he came up with clutch opportunities for the Jets. And I think that Jets fans, they magnify his once in a while bad play, a drop or something. You know, he's a great blocker and he's a great leader of this team. So if the Jets want to keep on to Corey Davis now that OBJ is not coming, I wouldn't be upset. I think a 3-receiver set of Corey Davis, Garrett Wilson, and Alan Lazard mixing in Mecole Hardman and Denzel Mims would get the job done. But I also would like to add someone like maybe a JSN. Now, DeAndre Hopkins, let's talk about DeAndre Hopkins real quick. I personally just don't see that happening. I don't, and I could be wrong. And if we got a DeAndre Hopkins, I'd be the last person to complain. I think that DeAndre Hopkins is unrealistic. His contract is crazy. I know that he said that he'd restructure it and he wants to go play for a winner. I get all that. But I just don't see DeAndre Hopkins fitting on this team. I really don't. Um, Now, I'm not saying he wouldn't fit in terms of helping this Jets team, but I'm talking about financially speaking, and I don't even know if the Jets are interested. We haven't heard one report about the Jets being interested in DeAndre Hopkins, and all we heard for the past couple of weeks, if not months, how interested the Jets are in Odell Beckham Jr. So I personally, if you're asking me which one of these two, it's JSN for me because he's cheaper and he can get better, and his development with Garrett Wilson would be fun to watch. Having that Ohio State duo together would be pretty damn awesome. But then you're sacrificing getting an offensive lineman at 13. So it really is an interesting conversation to have. And these are the type of decisions that Joe Douglas has to make. Joe Douglas has to make these decisions, and it ain't gonna be an easy one. It ain't going to be easy. And obviously, JSN's not the only receiver in the draft that the Jets can target, right? I'm just bringing him up as kind of a talking point for the NFL draft. The Jets can trade back in the first round. The Jets can target Zay Flowers. I see a Patriots fan saying that Zay Flowers is better than JSN. We'll see. Rich says, hit that like. Thank you, Rich. Appreciate that. I could see JSN going before 13. Yeah, that's definitely an option. Definitely happen. Do you think Jason's going to make it to 13? I think we trade down in the first. Yeah. I think that the Jets trading back from 13 is possible. I also think them trading back into the first round is possible as well. Joe Douglas, we all know what he brings to the table as a GM now. He likes to trade up and he likes to trade down. Just remember when Cincinnati got Chase, he had a good chemistry with Burrow. Yeah, he did. And I think the Jets have prioritized the weapons on this team, and I like it. The Cards are backpedaling. Joe Douglas has a plan, and I believe it. What's your guys' thoughts of Joe Douglas at the WFAN event last Friday say that Aaron Rodgers is coming? I know that that has sparked a lot of feud, and I was away when that happened, so I wasn't able to go talk to you guys about that. I personally liked it because what Joe Douglas did in that moment is kind of confirm all the things that we've heard from the media for the past couple of weeks since Aaron Rodgers announced on the Pat McAfee show that he wants to come to the Jets. Joe Douglas kind of gave us a little wink, wink. It's going to happen, folks. It's just going to take some time. Now, other people look at it like, oh, why would he do that? Now the Packers have more leverage. If they don't get Rodgers, it's going to crumble Douglas. Well, yeah, that's definitely the case. But I think Douglas knows. He would not have freaking said that if he doesn't think that we're getting Aaron Rodgers. And it still kind of boggles my mind that people are still worried about it. I'm not. I'm sitting back and like all these NFL fan bases are coming in here, so like Jets fans, YouTube channels, not just mine, everyone else, and trying to spark fear in us. Like, oh, you're not getting Rodgers. Oh, you're not getting OBJ. Like, I'm not. That doesn't scare me. I have a lot of confidence in getting Aaron Rodgers. And if we don't get Rodgers, then yeah, that'll be a big giant punch in the face. I don't own it. I don't own that. But I think he's coming. You want to know why I think he's coming? Because the Green Bay Packers need to get rid of him just as much as the Jets need him. It's not a one-way street, folks. It's a two-way road we're talking about. Okay? It's a two-way road. The Packers need to get rid of Rodgers just as much as the Jets need to get him. That's why I have no concern. Things like that take time. When I heard Joe say that, my first instinct was, yes, Joe. Let the world know. Let them know that he's coming. Let him keep talking. And I've said this over and over again on my channel as well. The same people that are telling us Jets fans that Rodgers is not coming, when he does come, they're going to flip the narrative and say, oh, well, he's washed. He sucks. So who cares that you got him? That's, you notice something? You notice a narrative shift with the haters? Same shit. The biggest question is, do we make all our second round picks and use 24 picks? The big question is for me, like, what is the package that the Jets are trying to get, right? because I think the New York Jets are going to trade for Aaron Rodgers before the NFL draft. And if it's not, that means the Jets get to use all their draft picks this year, and we get to get them in the summer. What I love the most is how tight knit the organization has been throughout this process. The ship is sailing in the right direction with Joey D at the helm. That's a fact. If you go back to early March when Rodgers went on to the Pat McAfee show, that is what really confirmed what Chris is saying here about nobody knowing what is going on. Not even Ian Rappaport, not Adam Schefter. Nobody knows because they kept it so tight knit that Aaron Rodgers told the New York Jets that he wants to play for them on a Friday. And then that whole weekend, all we heard from reporters is, yeah, we don't know Rodgers is retiring or he wants to play for the Jets or not. We don't know anything yet. That we're still waiting for Rodgers' decision. They didn't know shit. That's because the Jets kept it close. And then we hear from Rodgers himself, and they allowed Rodgers to announce it on his own doing. That's awesome. It is awesome, man. The Falcons just traded up to 3. Is that true? I thought they just traded for Jeff Okuda. I don't think they traded up to 3, did they? Or am I missing something? Are we getting some fake news in this chat? No fake news, please. Not a fan of you fake newsers. Folks, if you could do me a solid, hit that thumbs up button. We got 37 likes with 90 people watching right now. We greatly appreciate it. If you guys could simply hit that thumbs up button, let's get it going. Let's get it going. Appreciate you guys. It feels good to be back home, making some content. We got the NFL draft coming up, and we got a lot of things happening on the channel that I'm excited to announce. A lot of fun things happening on the channel that I'm excited to announce. The Falcons did get Jeff Okuda. Yeah, I know that for 5th round pick. Oh, okay, it makes sense. Hit that like button. Thank you, my holy king. I appreciate you guys. So let's talk some positive stuff. Breece Hall, ACL looking fantastic, according to Robert Saleh. That is great news, man, because that type of injury, obviously, we have to see how it plays out. They can talk all the talk and show off all the positive stuff. But I think that the New York Jets, hearing that Breece Hall's ACL is recovering in a positive way, is so freaking good. So freaking amazing. He's going to be ready for week 1. Oh my gosh. If we get Breece Hall ready for week 1 and he just like starts off a little rusty and then he gets cooking like we saw Breece Hall did by the time he got injured, he's going to take this offense to a whole nother level. Now, I don't know. I don't know where to put my expectations on Breece Hall this season. I really don't, because that injury he has is a serious one. I don't know if he's going to be able to get back to his 110% way where he was last year, dominating, going 60 yards to the house and just being Breece Hall that we all grew up to love. But the fact that his ACL is healing that quickly, sports science is different today, folks. The science of the medicine is really trending in the right direction, and it benefits us. Let's go. I really don't want to get my hopes up that he'd be ready for week 1, because that would be wild. Because he tore his ACL back in what week was that? Week 7. Usually ACLs, like injuries like that, take 12 months to recover. So I don't know if that's going to be the case or not. I know that he's not going to play in training camp and stuff in preseason, but hey, we'll see, man. So there's a lot of stuff that happened when I was gone. The Jets made some signings. They signed a quarterback, Tim Boyle. They got a new defensive lineman. Things are moving. Carlos says, "Hi, Richie. Wide receiver at 13 is a little bit high for me. From what I'm seeing and hearing, 13 is a sweet spot for O-line. Wide receiver Tank Dell is a guy I like in the mid-round 3 to 5. Guy was impressive at the Senior Bowl." So, yeah, listen, the Jets don't have to get a receiver at 13 in order to get a receiver at like they don't have to get a receiver at 13. They can go in the second round. They can go later in the draft. But I definitely see the Jets drafting a wide receiver. What's your guys' thoughts of Carlos saying this? I mean, the Jets drafted Garrett Wilson at 10 last year. We saw how that worked out. So I don't think it's too high to take a receiver at 13. But if you're looking at value and basically who's falling to them in the draft, maybe offensive tackle makes more sense. Let me know your guys' thoughts of what Carlos had to say here. If we take a wide receiver, take JSN. I'm all in. We heard Garrett Wilson say on that live stream he had with Sauce and Brees Hall a couple weeks ago that they asked Garrett Wilson, who does he want at number in the first round? He said JSN, and he'll win Offensive Rookie of the Year. So Garrett Wilson wants his old teammate. Why wouldn't he? Looking for O-line first, then wide receiver. OT, line. Rodgers makes bad wide receivers look good. Now, this is a great point. The Jets, now this is the tricky conversation that we're having here because the Jets, I think, need to prioritize the offensive line before anything else. And, best case scenario is Dwayne Brown is rock solid at one of the tackle spots, and Mekhi Becton comes back and he's solid at the tackle spots, and we take a wide receiver, and then we don't need to worry about getting another tackle. That's the best case scenario, but that's a risk. You're banking on a 38-year-old that's coming off shoulder surgery that played through it. You're banking on a offensive lineman in Mekhi Becton who didn't play last year, got injured in training camp. You're also banking on Max Mitchell, who was playing pretty damn good for a rookie in the late rounds, who went down with a health injury. So that's a big, big risk. What about a center? I think the center that the Jets are going to be looking at is going to be Ben Jones in free agency. If not, they're going to go after guys in the draft for sure. John Michael Schmitz, just to name a couple. I think that the Jets are looking at the center spot. Connor McGovern's still available if they want to re-sign him. The Jets need to draft either a linebacker or offensive lineman. I do not care about the weight loss of Becton. I don't trust him. I mean, definitely not linebacker early. If anything, linebacker late. I like the Jets linebacker core. I wish they can just re-sign Quan Alexander and then call it a day. You don't have to worry about the linebackers. We brought back Quincy Williams. You got CJ Mosley. I want them to bring back Quan badly. But I trust Mekhi personally. I got a lot of faith in him. And I'm not going to sit here and tell you guys that you should because he has to prove it. I'm not saying anything. I started to like Carr, bounced. OBJ, bounced. More bounce. I want a wide receiver in the draft, but afraid I'll jinx that. Oh, man. It is true, though. There's a lot of people that the Jets have been interested in that I've been all in on that they haven't signed. And it's like, damn it. What's up with Quinnen? So the Jets and Quinnen Williams are in discussions for a contract extension. Things are going in the right direction, but there's no rush. The Jets have a lot more priorities right now than extending Quinnen Williams because Quinnen Williams is under contract this season, and they have all summer to get that sorted out. And Joe Douglas, to me, it sounds like it's going to get done. It's just a matter of time. And right now, the Jets' focus needs to be getting that deal done with Aaron Rodgers to bring him to the Jets and focusing in on the NFL draft. So the Jets don't see Quinnen Williams' extension as a priority right now. It will become the priority after the Aaron Rodgers trade is finalized and after the NFL draft. Not going to put Rodgers in the back of a rookie center. Yeah, the only center I'd be comfortable with is John Michael Schmitz because he's kind of ready to go. He's 24 years old. He's kind of one of those older players out of the draft that I like that I think you can plug and play immediately. But Ben Jones makes the most sense for sure. Veteran, going all in. You want to do that. I still think Corey Davis is part of the package for Aaron Rodgers. Yes, very, very possible. Did I get my new mic yet? Yes, I did, Zachary. I'm using it right now. Hopefully it sounds okay. By the way, welcome back home. Thank you, Montauk. Feels good to be back home, baby. Feels good to be back. This is not just happening to the Jets. All teams are losing players to other teams. We're just focusing on our team. It's true. Draft JSN at 13 and trade up for Darnell Wright or Jones at offensive tackle. Send a pick in 24. For me, a draft of JSN and let's say Jones is better than OT Johnson at 13 and Josh Downs, for example. All right. Well, this is a lot. I like this. See, like, this is the best part of the offseason for me because it kind of gives us the opportunity to be the GM. We get to do some mock drafts. We get to be like, all right, let's trade back, get this player, and then trade back into the first round and get this player. This guy, it's just a lot of hoop de doo. And it's interesting. It's going to be very interesting to see where this Jets team looks like after the NFL draft, man. Because if Joe Douglas hits on this draft like last year, woo, well, it's going to be harder to do that because we do not have 2 picks in the top 10. We don't even have 1, right? Last year we had pick 4 and 10, which turned into 2 rookie of the damn year in Sauce Gardner and Garrett Wilson. Now we have pick 13, but we do have 2 second-round picks, which is in the Jets' favor of being able to move up if they would like to or stay put to get 2 good players potentially in that second round. Let's be honest. Did we really need Odell or was it a luxury? As far as I'm concerned, we need to solidify this offensive line before we grab fun luxury weapons. Our weapons are solid as it is. And yes, George, you're right. We didn't need Odell. It was a luxury. And I wanted that luxury. But it's not a big deal that we missed out on the luxury because of Garrett Wilson, because of Alan Lazard, because of McCall Hardman, because of still having Corey Davis. It's not like the wide receiver room is a weakness. And that's why people need to realize that. Other NFL fan bases are seeing the Jets miss out on OBJ, and they're like, "Oh, the Jets, same old Jets. They thought they were getting OBJ. They suck." It's like, guys, we have our number 1 receiver already. The Ravens don't have one. It makes more sense for the Ravens to get him than the Jets. But hey, let the narrative continue. While it's slow here, quick shout out to your vid over the weekend. That was a hater hungry session. You brush it off in style. Kudos. Thank you, bro. It ain't easy handling the hate, but I've I've got very comfortable with it, as you saw in that live stream when the OBJ signed with the Baltimore Raven. So I appreciate you bringing that to the surface. Thank you, man. We have Becton for left tackle. He's going to dominate this year. I don't think we should go left tackle. I love this energy. Best case scenario is this. We don't draft a tackle. Mekhi Becton's the tackle this season. He dominates. He's healthy, and we extend him, and he's a doll. But it's very, very risky to do that. And you guys know me. I'm very high on Mekhi Becton. Very high. But it's hard to really put him as a starting left tackle going into training camp after him missing all of 2 years ago and all of last year. I think the only thing holding Mekhi Becton back is his injuries. That's it. You get him on the field, he's dominant. That's it. Not like he's a bad player. That's not the issue with Mekhi Becton. It's just staying healthy. If Mekhi is healthy this year, he will dominate again like he did as a rookie. People forget what that man did as a rookie. He went up against Joey Bosa, dominated that man. He went up against Nick Bosa, dominated that man. And guess what else he did? He went up against freaking Aaron Donald. And he made Aaron Donald look like a little boy. As a rookie. As a damn rookie. Too many cooks in the kitchen if we pick up another wide receiver. Hey, we got Aaron Rodgers, bro. The more wide receivers, the better. That's how I look at it. His injuries were connected to his weight. His weight is great right now. He will be great again. I sure hope so. Awesome perm, Richie. You look more. I don't get a perm, bro. This is just my natural hair. Just curly natural hair. I don't have any product in it or anything. Took a shower. This is what it looks like. But thank you. OBJ is risky as Becton. We can't on him. Yeah. Wide receiver is a want, not a need. We need center, OT, safety before wide receiver. Safety isn't as big as a need in my opinion, but I rather, if you're asking me, another receiver or another safety, I'm taking receiver over that any day of the week for sure. I think the safety position is a little overlooked by the fan base, personally. I mean, we had LaMarcus Joyner and Jordan Whitehead last year. Not the greatest safety duo, still 4th defense in the league. So this defense can survive without elite safeties, is my point. That was 2 years ago, though. It was. It was also the last time he played football. My point is about Mekhi is the last time we saw him play football, he was great. It's not like we've seen him play and he sucks. That's the difference. We do need another wide receiver. Odell is going to be number 2. Allen Lazard is going to be our 2. We gave him a $22 million guaranteed deal for 4 years. That's our number 2 receiver. We need to get a center and defensive tackle. Personally, I feel like we need a pass coverage linebacker. Yeah, I think that, you know, we definitely need another defensive tackle for sure. In the draft is where we're going to do that. I agree, but why pay Whitehead $10 million a year? We're not paying him $10 million a year, are we? I don't think so. I don't think we are. Is there a reason why we haven't re-signed Quan? Hate that we haven't brought him back yet. I don't know the reason. I wish they could just bring him back on a team-friendly deal. I bet you that the Jets are very interested in bringing him back, and they're trying to get him on a team-friendly deal. But Quan, after coming off a season of staying fully healthy, I'm sure on his perspective, he wants to get paid a little more than what the Jets are offering. That's the only thing I can assume. And it looks like the market is dry for Quan because no one else is paying him. Also, remember, Corey Davis will be gone. We don't have an abundance of wide receivers. We could use another wide receiver. Yeah, if the Jets keep the wide receivers as it is, it looks okay. But if they do get rid of Corey Davis, which is possible in the Rodgers trade, then yeah, you got to add another receiver. Jets can never have too many O linemen. Adding another stud wide receiver could crowd that group. Yeah, you need depth at offensive line. There's no question about that. You need depth at offensive line. But also having 3 stud wide receiver sets for Aaron Rodgers, like a freaking Garrett Wilson, JSN, and Allen Lazard, 3 wide receiver set filling in with Nicole Hardman and Denzel Mims, that also looks great. But if you're asking me, prefer offensive line over wide receiver, it's O-line any day of the week for me. Please bring back Quan. Was my favorite linebacker to play with in Mutt when I played. Quan's a dog. We need him. If Becton gets another major injury this year, he's a bust, sadly. I really wanted to succeed, though. Yeah, you're right, man. That is true. If he gets another serious injury, that's going to be all she wrote for Mekhi Becton for the New York Jets. But that's not going to happen, right? He's going to stay healthy, and we're going to manifest it. We're going to talk about, like, Mekhi staying healthy. Corey Davis leaving is not confirmed. Yes, exactly. According to when Robert Saleh spoke with the media, he was talking about Corey Davis like he ain't going nowhere. He was talking about Corey Davis is exciting to get him in this offense with Nathaniel Hackett. So don't sleep on the idea of Corey Davis staying put with the Jets this year. And that's Robert Saleh talking, not me. Just saying. You never know. Our O-line needs help. We have enough weapons at running back and tight end. 13 has to be. So I am seeing some rumors about the Jets being interested in some mock drafts talking about the Jets getting a tight end early in this draft. I don't understand that. I like Jeremy Ruckert to get a chance this year. I understand that Conklin and Uzama are not the future, but I don't know. Just play Ruckert. You got Ruckert. I think that he's a solid tight end. I joined a little late. What is this about Hopkins? So, Philip, since the Jets did not land Odell Beckham Jr., we're talking about some options for the Jets at wide receiver now, if they want to be aggressive again like they were for OBJ. Is DeAndre Hopkins on the table? Yeah, he is on the table if they want to get creative and find a way to bring him in. Or they can go cheap, the cheaper way in terms of going through the draft, which is more youth and more affordable contract, a guy like JSN. So this is kind of like a talking point that I want to get your guys' thoughts. He's playing up Corey Davis's trade value. We've been through this before. Elijah Moore. Corey Davis is absolutely gone. Very possible. Wait a sec. We're not really talking about A-Rod. breathe in this moment. We're just talking Jets. Thank you, Richie. Yeah, I feel you, man. It's been tiring talking about the Rodgers situation. It has been. So it feels good that we're not just harping on the Rodgers stuff. LOL, we do not have weapons at tight end. Let's be clear about that. I don't know. I mean, I think Conklin is going to have a very good season with Aaron Rodgers. I feel like he was a solid piece to this offense last year with bad quarterback play. I think that you get him in there with Aaron Rodgers. I'm not going to say he's going to be a top 10 tight end, but I think that he has an ability to be a really good player. And I like Jeremy Rucker, and then CJ Uzomah is a solid vet. I don't think that this is the best position group on the team, but I don't think it's a weakness. Me personally. I think with Rodgers, uh Corey Davis could the Deckers to Garrett Wilson's Brandon Marshall, no doubt. Facts. Hello, Richie. Nice to see you, my boy. William, nice to see you too, man. Welcome back to the channel. Feels good to be back home. Taking a little break. Went to Mexico, but we're back. Thanks for being patient with me, guys, and thanks for hey, listen, there's so many great Jets content creators out there where it's like, even if I take a break, you guys have like endless amount of people to watch. So it's not like you miss me that much, right? We're talking about tight end because we can't miss on a potential franchise tight end in this class. We always overlook positions like this, and then you're going to be talking about how we missed on one. And that's true. The Jets got to look at every single position group heading into the draft. And if they think tight end for the long run smart, hey, we'll find out. Let's talk about the Pats when we last in the division. I don't know, Zachary. Hopefully that's the case. We don't need to talk about the Patriots. I'm good on talking about them. No, thank you. We have two veteran tight ends that cannot be moved, plus Rucker. We don't have luxury to add another tight end. That's where I'm at. Like, where does another tight end fit? I don't see where another tight end would fit in this roster. Hey, Richie, I think we definitely are going to need to go tackle. Love JSN, but if Skoronski or Paris are there, we take one. Yeah, I think tackle is the most likely scenario. No doubt about it. I agree. Guys, let's get to 100 thumbs up. 100 likes. 59 likes right now with 121 of you guys watching. Do me a gigantic favor, guys. Hit that thumbs up button. We appreciate you guys as always. It's free of charge. It helps out the YouTube community. It helps out my channel get pushed out there to other NFL fans across the world. So do your boy a favor if you did not already. Hit that like button. If you did already, I appreciate you. No disrespect to anyone, but this tight end group is pretty freaking good. I bet 29 teams would swap with us in a heartbeat. All right, so we got a Jets fan that's really high in our tight end room, and we have other Jets fans that are really low in our tight end room. That's not shocking because that's the part of being a fan of a team. Ali's in the chat. What up, Ali? What's up, gang? Maybe the rumors we get a tight end is because Green Bay wants Powers in the Rodgers trade. Maybe Jeremy Ruckert's part of the trade package and the Jets want to draft another tight end. Who knows? Who knows what is going on, man? And finally, we're going to get some news about it. So, guys, some update about what's going on my channel, what you can expect. I am doing a draft party stream. I'm actually going to be, I got invited to stream on Bleacher Report for the NFL draft, which I'm very excited to announce. I'm very excited to be a part of. So I'm going to be live on Bleacher Report for the NFL draft, but I also will be live here on my channel at the same time. So we're going to be live on both at the same time. So you guys can watch my stream, and there's going to be so many other Jet streams will be live as well. So I'm excited to announce about that. It's pretty cool. Bleacher Report has been, I've been following Bleacher Report my entire sports life. So the fact that they're pulling up, I'm going to be on Bleacher Report is pretty damn cool. So the NFL draft is going to be fun. And let's hope that the Jets can have some crazy moments like it did last year, man. We also have a really fun brand deal coming here on Jets Media next week. And it's a different style of what you're used to of me being sponsored by. I'll just get a little clue. It ain't nothing to do with sports betting. And I'm sure you guys are sick and tired of that. And it ain't about sports betting. It's about a product that I am actually been using and, like, liking a lot. So I'm excited to, get into that as well. A lot of fun things are happening, man, and I'm excited to continue growing the channel with you all, growing the community, and allowing me to do this as my job, man. It's really, really fun. Are you gonna go on the Jets? Yes. I'm gonna be streaming myself, and I will go on their channel at one point. I know that Ryan's draft party is gonna be giant. But I'm still gonna do my own live stream for my whoever wants to tune into mine, and I'll be tuning into his eventually. Thank you, Phil. Appreciate that. Jimmy, thank you, brother. Monkey, thank you, thank you. Ali, you're my man. Let's go. LOL. We could all love that. Who knows? It could happen. True. Congrats from a Packers fan. This Aaron Rodgers saga got me in the Jets algorithm. You're the guy. Well, thank you, my friend. I appreciate that. And I welcome all fan bases across the world to my YouTube channel. Whether you're a Packers fan, any AFC East fan, Chiefs fan, whatever your team you represent, you're welcome here. Remember that 5 inch air bobble Conklin brought in? He has hands. Just got a lot of 8-yard passes on 3rd and 11. I agree, bro. I'm with you. I'm a Tyler Conklin fan. I think Tyler Conklin is going to be unlocked with Rodgers. I really do. I'm with you that. I'm with you on that. The ones are not for tight end are usually the fans that get too comfortable with our roster and are scared to upgrade. Look at Chiefs. They're switching players in roster every year. Good teams do that. Yeah, I mean, listen, I just don't see um like I'm comparing the tight end room to other positions of need, and I'm like, I think the Jets would be smart to go elsewhere. I think there's more needs at around the team. Like, and obviously you can upgrade the tight end room, and no one's saying they can't. But I think offensive tackle would be a bigger need. I think wide receiver, adding another receiver would be a better option. I think getting better players on the defense would be a better option because I'm content with what we have at tight end, but not to say we can't upgrade that position. You're right on that. How you doing? I'm doing great, man. How you doing? Richie, you're always on top of the latest news. Thank you so much. I like that profile pic. It's trippy. Appreciate you always tuning in. Yes, drafting a wide receiver is a good idea. It's possible, man. I think that we are definitely drafting a wide receiver. It's just a matter of are we going to do one at 13 or later on in the draft? If Jalen Carter and JSN fall to 13, who you take? I don't know if I trust Jalen Carter yet. I don't know. Maybe that's just me. Rodgers instantly upgrades everyone. This is the way. Yes, R&R. This is it. Woo! Thanks for being patient. Had to take some water break. Richie, how you feel about your Knicks in the playoffs? They got some dogs over there. Isaac, I'm going live on my Knicks media channel later today to talk about the Knicks playoffs. So any Knicks fans in the chat, tune into Knicks media later. I didn't schedule it yet. I should probably do that so my Knicks fans can get an idea of when your boy is going live. But yeah, man, I'm freaking excited for the Knicks playoffs. And it gets me into this feeling like, all right, my Knicks are in the playoffs. Jets, you're next, please. Just get to the damn playoffs. My Knicks are there. And I need my Mets in there too and actually compete. I'm a Heat fan, but I'll stop in. Well, good luck to your Miami Heat tonight. I'm not a fan of the Heat or the Hawks, so I don't know who I'm rooting for. But honestly, I'd rather the Heat win than the Hawks. Screw the Atlanta Hawks. Get them out of there. So good luck tonight. Rich, I'm low-key excited to see if we draft a quarterback in the later rounds. We haven't done that with Joe at office. We actually have, Jorge. Sad to remind you that we have, and his name was James Morgan. Oh, God. Yeah. But yeah, I think so. Has Richie been to a Knicks game? I've been to more Knicks games than Jets games in my life. Well, that's because it's closer and there's more games to go to. But yes, I've been to so many Knicks games, and I'll be going to a playoff game for sure. Go New York, go New York. All right, we're not gonna get into the Knicks because I know that we have non-Knicks fans in the chat. So we're gonna save the Knicks talk for later on my dedicated Knicks YouTube channel. Kodai Senga is good. Oh yeah, he is. I'm getting a Senga jersey. Always curious about this. Why are Jets fans also generally Mets fans? The reason behind this is historically the Mets and the Jets shared Shea Stadium together. Shea Stadium was the stadium where the Mets played, and the New York Jets played in that same stadium. Back when Joe Namath was the Jets quarterback, it was Mets and Jets fans coming together to watch the Jets and the Mets in the same stadium. Where you go to a Mets game at Shea Stadium, it was normal to wear a Joe Namath jersey to a Mets game, or vice versa. So that's kind of where it came from. But not to say there's also Jets and Yankees fans too, but that's the history behind it. Mets have to get it together. I'll check it out. They did last night. Not all of us. Yanks, Jets, Knicks. Yeah, see, there are Yankees fans. There are a lot of Jets and Yankees fans as well. Yankees. Yes, that's how it was at Shea. Yep. I'm going to the Mets game tonight. Ooh, good luck. Have fun there, man. But yeah, I don't want to start to divide this chat because now we're all Jets fans. Come on. We're all Jets fans. Thanks, bro. I'm from Toronto, so you helped me out. I got you. I got you, bro. It is kind of cool though that New York has so many teams where there's so many different variants of fans. Mine is, as you guys know, Jets, Mets, Knicks. Hockey, never really grew up a hockey fan, but Islanders would be my team if I was a hockey fan. I'm 5-10 minutes away from the Coliseum. But yeah. All right, back to the Jets. Richie, thoughts on Michael Clemens this year? I think that Michael Clemens and Jermaine Johnson are going to be two players that are going to break out this year. I think they're not talked about enough because there's just so many players that we're talking about right now. But I like Michael Clemens, and he is such a unique type of player. Very big time pick from the Jets last year, late in the draft. You know, obviously we talk about Sauce, Garrett Wilson, we talk about Brees Hall, but the picks of Jermaine Johnson and Michael Clemens from last year's draft class are not talked about enough. And I think those two players on the defensive line are both going to be big time. I think Clemens has a chance to add more weight and be that versatile weapon similar to John Franklin Myers, going outside and inside and being a menace. Being a menace. Do you have a Mets YouTube channel? I do, but I'm not active on there. I just decided where I want to put more of my effort into the Jets and the Knicks just because it's just really hard. It's really a lot to handle. I also have an NFL YouTube. I have so many YouTube channels, guys, and this is my job. This is what I do for a living. But the Mets are just really hard to keep up with. So, my apologies if anyone's wondering if I make Mets content. I do have a Mets channel, but it has like 1,400 subscribers, but I'm not active on there. What about Huff? Bryce Huff is on the Jets. We have deep edge rushers, man, and we got Carl Lawson as well. Clemens was a monster on special teams. Couldn't agree more. He was a monster on special teams. One championship in 53 years between Mets and Jets. 3 championships between the Mets, Jets, and Knicks in 53 years, too. How about that? Richie, I think Michael Clemens, Bryce Huff, and Jermaine Johnson are poised for a breakout season this year. Yeah, man. I love our edge rushers and Carl Lawson. We just got to make sure that the inside is there. We got Quinn Williams, who's an all pro. We just signed a new one in Johnson, but we need to make sure that the interior defensive line is doing all right. I like the AFC East roundtable, but you need better Bills and Pats content creators. The Miami guy is so funny. You don't like Dan? You don't like Tyson? They're my guys. I'm actually going to text them right now. Um, Didn't know we signed Huff. Yeah, we place a a tender on him. So he's with the Jets this year for another year, which is big time. Ow. Something's in my eye. Damn, the Falcons secondary is low key. AJ Terrell. I forgot that they got Jesse Bates and they just traded for Jeff Okuda. I mean, that's kind of interesting. They also got Calais Campbell. They've had a very slept on, underrated offseason. But their quarterback play is like, all right, who cares, right? Go round table. I think TD is on. TD is the Dan's in his bedroom and his girlfriend walks in and out all night. Kind of weird. The past guy doesn't show his face, but he is pretty funny. Um, we'll keep this into consideration. We're always willing to add to it, but I don't know. I love Dan and Tyson. Come on, people. 115 liking, yeah, 115 watching and 84 likes. Let's get to 100. Yes, Harlan. Thank you. Let's do it. Let's do it. Hit that thumbs up, but come on, Harlan. Thank you for reminding the people. Can we get to 100? We ain't ending the show until we get to 100. Who won your Madden season? It's still in progress. I'm not really good at running Madden league. So to be honest, everyone is upset with me as the commissioner in the Madden league because I don't know what I'm doing, and I'm just like, not. But hey, it is what it is. Will there be a roundtable draft party? No, because we're all going to do things on our own individual channels, but we do have a lot of fun things planned for the draft. We have a special guest coming next week on the channel, and we'll be covering the draft for sure, though. Every time I check the roundtable, it's just two guys play Madden. I still watch, though. Yeah, I mean, the Madden thing was, a trial just for the off season, but we're back to doing consistent weekly streams. Last week, Ryan from Jets Talk 24/7, he filled in for me since I was away, and he had to deal with Tyson and TD. And tomorrow night, we're back. And I need Jets fans loud in the roundtable every week. Simple Eats says, "Sup, Richie? Thanks for always producing good content for us. I am firmly of the belief that JD will draft same as he has before, best available, but I don't think any quarterbacks will be high on his board." Well, Simple Eats, first of all, thank you so much for the kind words. I greatly appreciate that. And um, yeah, I think that Joe Douglas has done a great job in these previous drafts, and hopefully he sticks with it. You guys should do a 4-person mock on the 8. We will. When we get closer to the draft, I think not tomorrow's show, but the show after that, we're going to do stuff like that. 4-2 in division would work for the Jets. Yeah, sign me up, please. Kidding me? Oh, I wanted to see TV's disappointed. That's funny. Richie Nixon 6. Let's go, Chino. We're going to be live on Knicks Media later today to talk Knicks. So tune in. I'm going to make the stream now so I can actually let you guys in on when we're going live for the Knicks. What time should I go live? I think 5 o'clock is a good time. New York Knicks, Cleveland Cavaliers playoff preview. Woo! The Knicks are back in the playoffs, baby. We're going to schedule for 5, but it could change. Sucks they play Cavs. I like that. I want them to beat the Cavs. Let's go. Hey, yo, bing bong. You know the vibes, baby. Richie, do you think there are any free agent safeties we could pursue? I'm not sure. I don't think so. I think if they add another safety, it's gonna be through the NFL draft. That's how I look at it. That's how your boy's looking at it. I can't believe what you just said. Playoffs, Knicks. I know. We avoid the play-in tournament too. Feels so freaking good, man. Think it's very possible JSN or Carter may drop to us and we get a quality second round tackle like Darnell Wright. Would that be your preferred route, or would you draft the tackle in the first round regardless? Um, I it really depends a lot on where they go, leading up to the draft and who's available. I'm all in on JSN. I prefer to take an offensive tackle, to be honest, over Carter. But I know that a second round tackle like Darnell Wright could be. I don't know, man. It's interesting, and I'm excited to really figure this what they're gonna do. Isaac with the first super chat of the show. Thank you so much, my friend. $5. We appreciate that. Rich Cimini tweeted that Garrett Wilson and Corey Davis on the roster. A-Rod will be able to throw a TD pass to a first-round wide receiver for the first time in his career. Wild. That's wild. He's never had a I guess the Packers never drafted a first-round receiver. Devontae Adams was a second-round pick or later. That's pretty wild. I mean, good for the Packers that they're able to get good wide receivers without drafting one in the first round, but yeah, I like that stat. Thank you for the $5, Isaac. Really do appreciate that, by the way. I would love Carter in the second, center in the second round. Me too. Watson was yep, he was. If we spread a lot of BS rumors about Paris, he'll drop to the second, and we'll definitely get him. Yeah, well, let's do it. This info, let's hope. Jets look like a better team now. JD got rid of bad players and bad contracts. Facts. Can we chat about Tony Adams and Ashley Davis real quick? AD has 4-3 wheels, and they like Adams. Your take. Dude, I am with you. I think that the Jets fans, I don't know why. I get it. I get it. But, like, I like Tony Adams a lot. Ashton Davis, you can't sell me on him being an everyday starter. But I like our safety room, but I do think that they're going to draft one. I think Tony Adams is the guy to look out for. And we added Chuck Clark. I think Tony Adams is the player to look out for to get a lot of playing time this season. Keep an eye on for that. Hold on. All right, guys. I just posted in the chat. Any of my Knicks fans, my Knicks stream for later today of the playoff preview between the Knicks and the Cavaliers. So if you guys want to check out Knicks media, that would mean a lot to me. I know that not everyone is Knicks fans in the chat, but even if you're not a Knicks fan, do me a favor. Go to that Knicks channel. It's my baby. Click that thumbs up button. Subscribe to Knicks media. Do all those things. We appreciate you guys. Are we going to re-sign Quan Alexander? Surprised he's not back with us yet, or maybe they still believe in Sherwood. I really wish they would. I'm with you, Jason. Re-sign my man Quan. Re-sign my man Quan. I don't know if they're going to, man. And Sherwood doesn't play that position. Sherwood is the backup to CJ Mosley. He's the Mike linebacker. That's what they're developing Sherwood as. Thoughts on McCole Hardman? Buddy of mine thinks he was stuck behind Tyreek and then got hurt last year, but he thinks McCole can get you 700 to 900 receiving yards kind of guy. Could he be a 3 if Corey is gone? I think so. I think that the New York Jets are looking at McCole Hardman as a player that has untapped potential that they're excited to really unleash. We should sign everyone with the last name Carter. Hey, both Michael Carters. I like that. All right, folks. If you guys enjoyed today's show, do me a solid. Please hit that like button. We appreciate that. We hit over 100 likes, so I want to say thank you all for tuning into another Jets Media live stream. We're going to wrap things up here. Any of my Knicks fans in the chat, we're going to be live on Knicks Media later in this evening to preview the Knicks playoff series. Oh, yeah, baby. Let's freaking go Knicks. I'm excited about that. Thank you all for tuning into another Jets Media show. Feels good to be back live with you guys. I know that I was gone for a little bit, but thanks for always tuning into Jets Media. And thank you so much from the bottom of my heart. It means a lot to me, man. This is what I do for a living. And it's all because of you guys in the chat, sending in donations, hitting the like button, subscribing to the channel, giving me your thoughts in the live chat. Without all of that, none of this is possible. I would not be able to do what I do. So thank you all so much. I'll catch you guys on my next media stream later today. And of course, we're going to be live for the Jets pretty much daily, like leading up to the NFL draft. Things are about to get pretty fun for Jets Media. Thank you all so much. And we'll catch you guys next time. Peace out.